The Alfa Romeo Monsone was equipped with highly sophisticated automatic adjustment devices. After all, it was an engine with direct fuel injection. We know that the advantage of such an engine is that of a uniform distribution of fuel to the individual cylinders, and therefore a consequent saving of fuel is an increase in the available autonomy. In addition, there was the elimination of the danger of icing, which often occurs in carburetor engines, as well as the consequent fire danger. Very interesting was the regulator of the injection pump, which precisely regulated the quantity of fuel that was injected according to the pressure of the air entering the cylinder and its temperature. So it also depended on the load to which the engine was subjected and on the flight altitude by means of the rotation of the injection pump piston. It is also interesting how the fuel sucked from the tank was first filtered and then deprived of the air bubbles in it. Having these indeed were very dangerous in an engine you have injection, because it stops forming if there had been an irregular mixture. The individual elements of an injection pump must introduce a well-defined quantity of fuel which must correspond to the power to be obtained. The pressure under which the injection takes place inside the cylinder is so high that the small quantity of fuel is finely atomized, forming a flammable mixture with the air which is introduced at the same time. If, during injection, air were to form inside the cylinder, a flammable mixture could not be formed, therefore the engine would work irregularly. Here then is that the Alfa Romeo Monsone had an appropriate device to deprive the fuel of any air bubbles before arriving at the actual injection inside the cylinder. This device used the difference between the specific weight of the air, and that is the weight specification of the fuel before entering the interior of this device. The speed of the fuel flow was reduced by what was necessary so that the air, according to its own buoyancy, would collect in the upper part of the chamber of this device, and it was removed through a suitable channel while the fuel deprived of the air bubbles was directed to the cylinders. The air to the inlet valves to each cylinder. In this way, a full power of the propulsor was obtained at any altitude up to that of the nominal power. As far as the compressor of this engine is concerned, we know that its purpose was to supply the engine with air under pressure at high altitudes by compressing the external air, which becomes rarefied. The compressor was automatically activated at high altitudes through a gear train which was controlled by manometric capsules.